That's what I'll do. Thank you. Okay, awesome. That's what I'll do then. I'll go on YouTube on my TV and then go to Power Gaming Computers. Super excited to watch this, but I really appreciate it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm on the live right now on my phone, so I'll chat on that, and then I'll watch it on my TV, YouTube. All right, thanks. Talk to you. Bye.
Who's talking? I don't know. That would be Tim. He was in the Discord trying to figure out how to watch it. So I was like, open up YouTube. We can watch it on YouTube. What's up, Ant-Man? Welcome back to the Build Show. And Tim, I think you're in here. Welcome back to the Build Show. Hey, Metal Spring, thanks for the sub over there on Twitch. I appreciate you, sir. Welcome back to the Build Show, everybody. I am your host, Venestrino, over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. Cool hair. I know, somebody had asked me, why do you always wear a hat? Well, today I got a haircut for the first time in a long time. And the reason why I got a haircut is for the wedding on Saturday. My sister's getting married, so I had to go get a haircut. Anyway, no hat today. We are going with the hair, and you can see my, like, one side receding. Very excited. Hey, Tim. Can you give me the PC? Football by Sammy, I cannot give you the PC. This one is actually for Tim, who is in the YouTube chat, watching over there on YouTube. Hair looks great. Thank you, Tim. I was like, you know, I'll ham it up just for Tim tonight. Tim gets the special treatment. So, anyway, the story behind this PC is Tim. He's been playing, getting into more PC games, and he's been playing on a kind of more of a like an office laptop. And, you know, he's actually a friend of mine. And I was like, why don't you just get a PC, dude? Just build a PC. Let's build a PC. So next thing you know, in the middle of our conversation, I think I caught him while he was having a few drinks. And he Venmo'd over $1,000. He's like, build me the best thing you can build. So here's his PC. The case isn't sitting here, but I'll run through the parts here for you, and then we can touch on or get started on the build itself. So I'm going to move the motherboard here. I think I'm blocking some of the cool stuff sitting here, like the graphics card. You couldn't really see that, right? Nice haircut. Thanks, Steve. Thank you. Thank you. I call it the Brad Pitt Fury cut, except I didn't really go short on the sides. But that's what I call it. Does it remind you of Brad Pitt? I don't know. Maybe the hair does, but the face doesn't. Not even close to Brad Pitt. All right, guys, let's go through the build, and then we'll start on the build itself. So we've got the Ryzen 5 with a $1,000 budget. I am giving him the family discount, which means I am not charging him a cent to build this PC because he is a very good friend of mine. So that's what happens when you're a very good friend of me, of Ben, you get a free no build fee, right? So friends and family discount, so keep that in mind here. So with a $1,000 budget, we were able to put all of this together, and this is what $1,000 will basically get you. And I did tweak a little bit. We probably could have gotten a maybe more SSD and got less of a power supply, but I did want to set up his PC better for future upgrades. So this power supply did cost a little bit more out of the budget. We could have gone a little bit less on the power supply, maybe gotten 2 terabytes on the SSD, but this motherboard has an additional M.2 slot. So if we want to add more storage later in the future, Tim can simply buy an SSD, drop it in there, and call it a day. So what we started out with is a Micro Center bundle, which is a Ryzen 5 7600X. This has got 6 cores and it's got 12 threads, and basically it gets you on the AIM-5 platform for better future upgrades on the B650 MAX2. Now this bundle only comes with 1 stick, which is retarded, but by the way, Micro Center, if you ever want to improve something, get rid of this 1 stick bullshit that you sell with your motherboard bundles. Nobody wants 1 stick of RAM. We want dual channel. So with that being said, it was a 1 stick of 16 gigs that comes with the bundle. So I had to buy a secondary stick. So we got them to 32 gigs on DDR5. And I believe this was CL36 6000. So 6000 megahertz. So it's, you know, we got the dual channel because we're not going to run a single stick. That's just stupid in 2024, especially on a gaming PC. You don't want to do that. You want to try to avoid it anyway. Next, we have a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD. This is a Inland, which is a Micro Center brand. So it wasn't $149. I don't know why the price is $149, but that is what it's listed at on the box, but it was more like 50 bucks. And it's a QN450. If you ever want to look up the brand, it's 5,000 megabits per second, 3,500 write. So it's got a good read and write speed, good enough for Gen 4 and for gaming. Now the graphics card, we did go with the RTX 4060 by Zotac, simply because at Micro Center, this was about the only dual fan NVIDIA graphics card that was available. Hey, what's up, Al PC? Or I can't. I'll just call you Al. Thank you, Al, for coming in and chatting. What's up, man? How's it going? Welcome to the Build Show. Hey, Football by Sammy. Welcome to the Build Show. Chat nerds, welcome to the Build Show. Tim, welcome to the Build Show. But this was the only dual fan RTX 4060 that we're able to get from Micro Center. Just to give you an idea of how bad the shortage is, at least here in Michigan, there aren't any 4060s, barely. Fine, man. Thank you for asking. Awesome. So that's what we went with, only because of the budget. And finally, the power supply, like I was talking about earlier, I did go with a MSI Gold. This was also a suggestion by Brett over at Micro Center, so thank you, Brett. So we decided to go from like a bronze power supply, which is originally what I selected, and I was going to get him 2 terabytes of storage. And you know, he made a good point. He's like, well, what if he wants to upgrade the graphics card later? Maybe just set him up with PCIe 5.0 and get him on a gold power supply. So that's what we did, and I think that's a better investment because the storage is easier to put back in. The power supply is a big pain in the butt, and I agreed with that. So we ended up going with a 750 watt 80 plus gold power supply by MSI. This is the MAG A750GL, and it has the ATX 3.1 and PCIe 5.1, which is, it just has the connection for the future NVIDIA graphics cards from like the 5000 series, etc. So if Tim ever wants to upgrade the graphics card, he'll have the ability to do so with this power supply. And then we also are going to be cooling the power, or the CPU, with a standard Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120 SE addressable RGB. They do actually have these at Micro Center now, which is pretty cool. They are a little bit more expensive at Micro Center, though, I will say that. But is what it is. Level Up, Lift. Hey, man, what's up? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. I've been doing good. How about you, man? Shortages are down here as well. Been grabbing everything I can. Got 5 5070 Ti. Holy smokes. That's a lot of 5070 Ti's. I actually have not even bothered grabbing any 5070 Ti's today. Because those dropped today, right? Yeah, that was today. So if anybody else, let me know what the inventory is like, because I haven't even bothered to try to get one. This whole release has just been such a SS shit show that I'm like, I don't even want to bother with it. So, you know, on the day of the launch, unless I can get a deal from a distributor, it's just not worth my time. So, cool. I'll try to get a 5070 Ti probably later this week or something like that, and we could test, but there's already test videos up all over YouTube, so, I mean, by the time I put one up, it's like, everybody already knows what it does. Oh, it's bad? Yeah, I kind of gathered. If it's getting bad up here, it's got to be getting bad everywhere else. Same kind of cut I get. Oh, nice. Sorry, Metal. I didn't see that chat from earlier. Yeah, it's the Brad Pitt Fury cut. If you're walking to it, no, I have no idea what it's actually called. It's some sort of fade or something. Without the fade, it's whatever you call this. Disconnect. I don't know. Is what it is. I really don't care about my hair that much. And that's why I had 3 employees get them. Nice. Yeah, just send them in with a wad of cash and buy yourself a Red Bull while you're in there. Over at Micro Center. Okay, so with that being said, we've kind of walked through all of this. The case is going to be a Montech. Anybody guess that? A Montech Air 903 Max. So we are going to be putting a micro ATX motherboard into an ATX case, but this is because it's my buddy Tim and he really doesn't care. It's not for a client, right? The only reason why I call that out is because you'll see a little bit of a gap at the bottom of the case, and generally when we build in an ATX case, we would want to put a full ATX motherboard in there, or just an ATX motherboard just to fill it all out, or you would try to get a micro ATX case. But with cards getting bigger and bigger, and you know, Tim maybe eventually wants, you know, one of the bigger cards, we would want to put it in a, you know, a little bit bigger case than a micro ATX case. So this is what we start with, and this is what $1,000 will get you if you have a Micro Center nearby. I think on Amazon you'd probably be a little bit over $1,000. I think you'd be more at like $1,100, $1,200 for all of these parts. Just to give you an idea of how much money you're saving by going to Micro Center and getting the bundle. It is quite a bit of saving. So, without further ado, should have used free NZX key. Well, that would be overkill. That's an overkill case. I could have used that though. I could have. I seen that movie. It's good. And we, Tim and I kind of walked through a couple of different cases, and he liked the Montech 903 Max. So that's why I picked that one. Hey, what's up, Thunderstruck? Hi, man. Can I get your opinion on something? Yeah, drop it, man. And welcome to the Build Show. Let's get started, guys. While we're waiting for Thunderstruck's question. Level up. I've been pretty good. I have been loving my 4060 I bought from you. I might need some stuff maybe added in the future. Also could help me find a 200 or 250 hertz monitor for a good price. I think you and I were talking about that, and then that conversation kind of fell off. So the problem with me, guys, is if you start a conversation with me and I don't respond within like 24 hours, send another message. It's not because I'm being rude or disrespectful. It's simply because messages pile up and then they get buried. So if I don't respond to you, just send another message. Don't worry about like upsetting me. It's not gonna upset me. I'm gonna feel bad once I see that I missed your message or something. So if that happens, send me another message. Generally, I try to spend my morning like going through stuff like, okay, what did I miss? And I try to catch back up, but even then, I still miss stuff. I know I missed stuff. Like today, I had a phone call for a guy that was looking to buy a PC, and I was like, I got the call while I was on another call, and then he left a voicemail, and I meant to call him back after I got off the other call, but I got another call after that. And then next thing you knew, it was almost 9 o'clock, and I was like, shit. So I sent him a text message, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't get back to you today. I'm going to shoot you a call tomorrow. So, you know, that kind of stuff happens to me all the time. I too have the attention span of a goldfish. It's not the attention span. It's, I guess maybe that's the attention. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But welcome back to the Build Show, Some Giant Idiot. Thunderstruck, I'm thinking of buying a 9800 X3D with a RX 7800 XT. What do you think about it? I think that combination would be a great combo, but keep in mind that the 9070 is coming out by AMD. So if you haven't purchased already the RX 7800 XT, I would suggest maybe holding off a little bit and seeing what cards come out, newer cards come out that'll have probably better FSR, better, you know, it'll be better overall, a better overall card. I've been pretty good, but the 9800 X3D is a good choice. It's an excellent choice. You cannot go wrong with the 9800 X3D. It's the motherboard and the RAM that you're going to want to be a little bit picky about choosing. AMD typically likes faster RAM, so like 6000 to like 6400 in that sweet spot for AMD, and then I like to go at least CL32, CL30. I know in this build we went CL36, but that was because it was a Micro Center bundle, so we got what we got at that, you know, in this bundle. And you know, it's a 7600X, not a 9800X 3D, so it's a completely different setup here. But the 7800 XTs is still a great card. It's just with the new releases just, you know, upcoming, it might be worth waiting to see what the new ones come out are like. Good evening, friends. What's up? Some Giant Idiot over on YouTube now. Intel P4 on LN2. Where's that comment coming from? I missed something. Both kind of just stopped. I remembered it, but I'll get with you off stream. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just... Send me another ping. I'll respond. What's up, Dogwater over on Twitch? Welcome back to the build, or welcome to the Build Show. It's your first time. Have you built any 50 series yet? No, I have not. Honestly, it's been a nightmare trying to get them. I have a bunch of quotes for customer builds with 50 series out there. Just nothing has stuck to the wall yet. So we have plenty of opportunity in the hopper for new builds. It's just everybody gets scared when I say, hey, it could take anywhere from 2 weeks to 30 days to actually get one of those cards. So the RTX series is like, it's not real, it's fake. Thanks. I semi-agreed with that, yeah. Semi-agree with that. Mostly. Then I'm gonna wait a bit more. Yeah, I think it would give you the best. Dad, Timmy, finally gonna be able to play Bart. What's up, Noah? Welcome to the Build Show, sir. But yeah, for the most part, we just haven't had an opportunity to do a 50 series build yet. I mean, we need the customers to buy them. When the customers buy the builds, which everybody says, I want a 5080 and I want it tomorrow, then it's like, well, you know, I can't make that happen. And all the other SIs are like, we can make it happen, and then they go and buy it, and then they find out, oh, they have to wait like 3 weeks, 4 weeks for their build. Why hasn't it shipped yet? Oh, because we're waiting on cards. I don't know why my camera's being stupid here. There we go. Then they're like, oh. Then I'm like, yeah, I told you so. We're just upfront and truthful about it. We're upfront and truthful about it. Right? Is that the right term? Anyway. So yeah, when I quote out a 50 series build right now, or anybody that wants a high-end graphics card going up from a 4070 Ti and up, it's pretty much, hey, it might take, you know, 2 weeks to 30 days to get the card in. So. Alright guys, let's put this CPU in for Tim. Timmy. Timmy! Sorry, Tim. We're going to drop it into the socket here. Typically, I do normally use the Thermalright contact frame for AMD as well, but that is one other thing that is not available at Micro Center for a decent price. They have the Thermal Grizzly option, but it is stupid expensive. So we're just going to stick with stock for the 7600X at this time. We got our CPU socketed, and now we're gonna drop a RAM in. NCM Uncle Timmy. Timmy. Yeah. Oh my guys, I gotta go tell his dog that. I'm back. NCM, obviously. Corbin does something. Welcome back to the Build Show. Thank you for the Discord link. NVIDIA has a raffle sign up for a 5080 FE for accounts made prior to January 2025 if you guys want a shot at it. Nice. Hurtful Corbin. Just give him a GTX 770. To me, it doesn't need much for Facebook games. You know, when he's building, playing, what's that called? There used to be like that farming game on Facebook that everybody loved, like way back in the day. He could play that on a potato. Good to see you. What's up? All right, guys, let's drop this RAM in, and we're going to put this 32 gigs of DDR5 by G.Skill Flare X5, 6000 megahertz CL36. We're going to be dropping it in slots A2 and B2. And next, we're going to install our M.2 NVMe SSD, which is our 1 terabyte QN450 by Inland, which is a Micro Center brand. We're going to be putting this in the top M.2 slot right here. We do need to add our stud, which is included with our motherboard. Are there any studs out there for this job? Damn it. This is what happens when you have fat fingers. Farmville, that's what it was. Thank you, Tim. And of course, you would know what it is, Tim, because, you know, you still play it. Buddy Love, why do you have so much grease in your hair? Well, it is because I went to the barber and that's what they put in my hair. So unfortunately, I have greasy hair at the moment. And or I could just tell you I didn't take a shower for 2 weeks, and that's what it looks like when you don't take a shower for 2 weeks. Which one would you rather believe? Ben, with that hair, I believe you are the stud here, LOL. I'm just waiting for the day where I start balding so I can just shave it all off. Because, I hate dealing with the hair. That's why I always wear a hat, because I hate dealing with it. It's like, oh man, I gotta deal with hair. Yeah, just put the hat on. Nobody will ever know what's underneath. Nice haircut. Thank you, Zach. Hola. I had to get a haircut for my sister's wedding. You know, couldn't show up as a bum if I'm actually part of the wedding party. So, if my sister's watching, it's proof that I try. Showers are overrated. Yeah, I agree with that. Every 3 days is okay, right? Especially in the winter. I mean, what are you actually doing in the winter? Well, never mind. Sometimes that's not. Sometimes that's not good. Did you use a whole can of grease? No. Dude, the barber shop put it in my hair, not me. I didn't use anything. I don't even know what they put in my hair. For all I know, they just took oil right out of the bottom of my car and put it on my head. Or used a grease gun, you know? I actually despise this, Zach. Zachary. Yeah, he runs around with the same name. Kind of strange. Righto. So let's go ahead and get our mounting hardware for this Thermalright Peerless Assassin that we're going to be installing. So we've got our mounting hardware here in this box. Let's go ahead and open it up and put it on this board. Let's get this AM5 board ready for mounting. I know Timmy is super excited for this part of the build. The mounting. Hey Tim, is it too late to tell you that a case of beer probably would have got you a PC? Using our LTT store, LTT store screwdriver today. Still going strong after about, what is it, 70 builds now? 70, where I think we got this at around 150 or 150 or something last year is where we started using it. Still going. We're trying to find the end of the rainbow with this thing. When does it stop working? So far, it's been pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. It's never too late, Ben. Well, you can always bring beer anyway. You know, tips are nice. You guys, this is how you get free beer out of your friends. You call them out live on the stream and pressure them into getting you beer. All right. Voodoo Ranger or bust? Voodoo Ranger, like 9.5%, right? I'll bring 2 cases. I still haven't finished a 6-pack on my own, though. Usually after about 5 or 6, I'm crying at some point and on the ground. The Voodoo Rangers, 9.5%ers. I love how Corbin answers for Buddy. That's great. Okay, so now that we've got our mounting hardware here, we're going to go ahead and lather it up with some thermal paste. This is TF7 by Thermalright that comes with the cooler that we're going to be using. Dude, take a chill pill. And then we're going to mount our massive cooler on this thing, which we'll have to zoom out for here a little bit, just so you can see it because it's so massive. But this thing can run all the way up to a Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9, so lots of performance headroom there. So if he decides he wants to upgrade, almost forgot to peel that sucker off. That would have sucked for Timmy. But if Timmy ever wants to upgrade and go up to a Ryzen 7 or a Ryzen 9, he's got the cooler that'll handle it. There we go. Now it's time to add our fans, which on this dual tower air cooler, we do have dual fans with a total of 6 heat pipes and a bazillion fins, aluminum fins. This bad boy cools that CPU faster than your mom can say your middle name. No, I did not mount that fan yet, because I actually decided last second that I want to put the front one on first and then make sure it's the same height because of the clearance from the RAM. The RAM clearance, although this is a Flare X5 kit, so clearance should be alright. Beautiful. And full. Then next we want to plug in our PWM connections to our splitter here that goes to the CPU fan header. This is going to tell the fan how fast to spin based off the temperatures of the CPU. Motherboard will be controlling this, which can also be controlled by the user, either in the ASUS Armory crate or the... I don't know if the AI suite is still around, but might be able to still use that. And then the actual BIOS itself is where you could adjust the settings for these fans. And what I'm going to do here is add some zip ties just to clean it up a little bit, because getting up here in the top of the case is going to become more and more difficult, especially with this big, massive tower air cooler. So we're going to try to clean these up prior to putting it into the case. One more. The more and more you guys watch, you'll find that Ben really likes zip ties a lot. Ben is addicted to zip ties, some say. I'm a zip tie addict. Ben, is your hair long enough for a giant zip tie? Actually, it probably would work. It's got some length to it. Right now it's a little greasy, but has a little bit of length to it. Corbin. I don't know how to spam hearts. This isn't Instagram. Nice. All right, so there we have it. Our cooler is installed on the motherboard and our fan spin, which is cool. But now it's time to put this in a case and move on to the next step. So let's zoom right on out. We're going to set this over here aside, and then we're going to get our case out. Which is this massive thing over here, the Montech 903 Max. Wait, Ben, it's like you've done this before. With the 903 Max? Yeah, I was waiting for that zap. The 903 Max is a super big mesh front on the front here. This panel is very easy to maintain and clean. You could pull the bottom. It's toolless to remove the mesh from the front, which makes it easy to maintain and clean it. Because this is where the majority of the dust is going to build up here on this case. Then we have a large tempered glass side panel, which is 2 thumb screws on the back to remove and lift the glass panel out, which gives you direct access to everything inside the case. Now, this case is massive, so you could definitely put some of the bigger cards in here, which is why I like this case a lot. I also like the fact that it includes 3 140mm addressable RGB fans on the front, 1 140mm PWM just black fan on the rear, so that your airflow is pretty much all covered with the case itself. And then on the back side, which I'll show you here, it has a hub for the fans and addressable RGB. This back panel you can access with 2 thumb screws on the back again, and immediately you'll see the hub here on the back with lots of 3 more addressable RGB options here on the hub, which you can break it off. It does have SATA power, so you're not drawing all power from the port itself. It is getting its own power from the power supply, which helps kind of the, you know, how many fans you're throwing on this hub helps it out a lot. Additionally, you can add 2 more fans at the bottom underneath the graphics card in this case and draw some air from the bottom chamber here. This is synced to the motherboard, or you can use the reset or LED switches, which is built into the case, to control the RGB. So those are 2 options. This is a really good value. So this case comes in at about anywhere from $70 to $80 depending on where you're buying it from. I've even seen it as high as like $90, $95. Get your static strap on. No, I don't build with static straps. I had this one dude come in here. Hopefully it wasn't you, Buddy Love. Sorry if it was. Who came in here and insisted, literally throughout the entire stream, that I should be wearing a anti-static strap. And I couldn't tell if he was trolling me or if he was actually being serious after like the first 10 minutes. Some giant idiot. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? That dude that came in here and was yelling about me not wearing an anti-static strap. I haven't used one in, gosh, like 10 years. I don't think I've ever fried anything with my static. Like, and there's even videos out there. Who was it? Was it Jay's Tuesday? No, it was Linus Tech Tips did a really good video on it, showing you, proving to you that it takes an enormous amount of static electricity to actually do something. And then they went to the next level and put like direct current to things to try to damage things. It was crazy. It's a good video. Fun to watch if you're into that kind of stuff. Anyway, the board is ready to go in. We just have to add a couple of studs. Are there any studs in this room? For the case. Live Strong bracelet. Live Strong. Yeah. Live Strong is what I read. Live Strong bracelet, yes. That is if you're... What's his name? Building. He's not fighting static, he's fighting cancer. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Live Strong. Live Strong. Live Strong. Live Strong. I figured out the hearts. It's unprofessional to not wear an anti-static strap. I know. Well, I guess I'm unprofessional because I don't know what I'm doing. It's just I've been building PCs for so long, man. It takes an enormous amount of static electricity to actually be an issue. So by me handling parts without an anti-static strap, it's not going to damage anything. I will guarantee you, I will bet you a RTX 5090 that I will not damage any parts. How about that? And even so, the chances of it being damaged, even if it was damaged, how would you even tell that it was damaged by static electricity? Alright, so now that we've got our studs in, we're going to go ahead and put our back plate in. Lance Armstrong! You will fry your PC. That's right, I'm just here to fry PCs now. Okay, so now that we got all our studs in, we got our back plate in, and for some reason we got that tangled up in our mouse that was sitting here on the bench for no apparent reason. We can go ahead and drop our motherboard into its place. Resting place. There we go. And now we just have 6, 7, 8, right? 8 screws. 8 screws to install. And that's what will hold the motherboard in place. Cat. That's good people. I remember it, not quite long after the static strap guy, someone in Robbie Tech loves saying the same thing because he didn't wear one either. I mean, nobody uses them. Ben, can you fry? Ben, you can fry me anytime. Oh yeah, I will take you up on that offer. Don't tempt me with a good time. Timmy, are you going to force me to wear an anti-static strap? Buddy Love is super concerned about this. I actually can't tell if he's being serious or not. just waiting for Buddy Love to arrive. Buddy Love is here. Timmy has a strap on already. Yes, he does. Jeez. You guys are getting raunchy in the chat. Fry him, Daddy. Oh, boy. This is why we can't have nice things. You should put it on right now. Should. All right, here we go. We're gonna drop these cables right here from the cooler. We're gonna stuff them through the back, through this hole. Send them to the other side. Get rid of these cables. All right, and next thing you know, it's time to do our front panel stuff. Seriously? Apparently, Buddy is. Alex, I don't know what to say. Welcome to the build show, so welcome back. I missed that order that Trump signed there. $50,000. This is a... Oh boy. Chat's getting to a next level. We're cooked, chat. You guys are trying to make me say that, aren't you? Alright, so I'm going to get these cables through. I'm going to let the chat cool down because we're obviously going all sorts of places. I try to keep it G-rated because a lot of kids like to watch PC builds. Gentlemen. I can't just read all of the raunchy comments. I actually got called out a couple streams ago. A dad and his kid was watching, and somebody came in and was like saying something to me. I swore. I read the comment and there was a swear word in the comment, and then he got all upset. The dad got upset. He's like, my kid was watching, and I felt really bad after that. So I'm trying. I am trying. I'm looking for a fan header, which is down here. I don't know if we could reach that. And we have an ARGB header there, and we have a USB 3 and USB-C here. So, all right, we know where everything goes. We just got to get it there now. So HD audio, we're going to send it through the side here, like so. This is our front panel power reset buttons. We're going to send that through this one as well. And then our PWM fan and addressable RGB, we're going to pray that it can reach while we're trying to send it. We're also going to send it through here at the bottom. And then the last two things is USB-C and USB 3.0, which we're going to send back up through here. And through this upper slot. And then this is power, so we're not going to deal with that. These we're going to plug into the hub later. So let's get these done. But because this is a micro ATX motherboard in a ATX case, I am not taking advantage of the bottom because I don't want wires here at the bottom. I'm just going to come through the side and kind of flip over. It looks a lot nicer this way rather than trying to come up through the bottom. Yes. Hold on. Apparently I forgot how to plug this in because you have to do it 3 times. Hold on. Had to say goodnight to the little miss. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. All my cousins are here, too. I know, isn't it crazy? Here's the real question. When are we getting a Community Games Day with you, Ben? I mean, you have a Community Games Day with me all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. So the problem with Community Game Day, especially while trying to stream it, I can't really stream it on this channel because every time I stream on the channel something else other than what I'm doing, it like destroys the algorithm. That's what I've been told by like millions of streamers. They're like, don't do that, don't do that. Just stick to what you're doing on the channel. If you want to stream something else, start another channel. So if I do that, I'd have to start another channel. And I don't know. It's just a lot of work. We'll see. Do I care about it that much? Probably not, but... What's up, Jesse? Hey, Tony Montana. Welcome back to the Build Show. What do you think about this safe for you GNU? You gonna or not vertical graphics card bracket video card stand? Tony, you might have to, I think you might have to reword that. I tried to read it as best as I could. I am confused by the question. What do you think about this? Are vertical GPUs safe? Yes. I think that's maybe your question. As long as you do, if you have a PCI 4 slot, make sure you get a PCI 4 riser cable. And then, you know, if you're mounting it vertically, make sure you're mounting it securely. So if your case does not come with a vertical mount, then you could always purchase something like a Cooler Master Universal Mount, which is a very secure bracket that I recommend using. Can pretty much work with any case out there, but it would be a good idea to do some research and make sure the case does or is compatible with that, or the mount is compatible with the case. Are you going to put 3 RGB fans on the cooler? Tony, I haven't actually decided to put 3 in here or not. I don't know. Tony has had a lot of... Jeez. You kids. Kids these days. Oh boy. Oh boy. Kids these days, you know? You just can't live them with, you can't live with them, you can't live without them. Alright, so all these front panel connections and addressable RGB hub, etc. These are all gonna plug in down here at the bottom. And then we're going to try to push the rest of these excess cable back through the back here, to the back of the PC. And then we're gonna grab some zip ties and try to clean this up a little bit to make it nice and neat. I know, you know, Timmy's a little bit of a neat freak. He likes nice and clean, neat things, right? Well, Ben is that way too, only with his PC builds. So, we're going to make this nice and clean for him. There we are. Nice and neat. "13 fans, go big or go home." This case could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the max here is probably going to be 12 if you wanted that many. Ben, solution to your stream problem. Oh boy. We could do that with PCs. Would you like me to start an OF page with PCs, Corbin? Would you watch it? Would you pay for the premium content? Just get a box fan and slap it on there? You could do that. All right. So we've got pretty much everything we need plugged in outside of the power supply. So let's go ahead and drop a video card in here. This is a very exciting moment for me. This is the first time ever seeing a video card of his own. So, Tim, this is a very important moment for you, I know. No longer going to play on integrated graphics from a laptop. We're going to introduce you an actual graphics card, dedicated graphics card for gaming. I know it's crazy. This here is an RTX 4060. It's got 8 gigs of VRAM. This is a GDDR6 VRAM. VRAM means it's dedicated for the graphics card. You don't have to share your system memory with your integrated graphics anymore. There's no more sharing. So not only do you have 32 gigs of DDR5 system memory, but you also have 8 gigs of graphic memory, VRAM. So no more integrated graphics. But knowing you, Tim, when you pick this up, you're going to plug your monitor into the integrated graphics and never use your GPU. But I will make sure you don't do that. Because even though this system has a graphics card, it still has integrated graphics built in as well. So I'll show you what not to do when you pick it up. Make sure you are using your graphics card. But this is the heart of the gaming experience right here. Is the graphics card. This is an RTX 4060 by Zotac. It's the Zotac Twin Edge. So Twin Edge meaning it has 2 fans. I don't know what the edge means. You can use your imagination there if you'd like. But we're going to do some slow peels here. That peel was terrible. Scratch that peel. I wish I had a slow motion button for you, but I don't. I'm not that cool of a streamer anymore. And we're going to be dropping it into the top slot, which should be our X16 slot. And then once you get it lined up, just push it in. Zach has a little bit of experience doing this. He's had to replace his card a couple of times, I think, now, right? And then we're just going to use 2 screws to secure the card. Hey, JMO, welcome back to the Build Show, sir. What's up again? I'm a bit late. Oops. No, you're not too late. I mean, we're just flying through this build. We're an hour in. We're nearly finished. We just got to put a power supply in and plug the power supply in. That was weird. And then after that, we've got some cable management on the backside, and which I know Tim is very excited about. Cable management on the backside. And then we can fire this thing up and see what it looks like. Hey, Adam. Thank you for the like over there on Facebook. Tony Diaz, also over on Facebook. Thank you for the like, Karen. Thank you for the like as well. Corbin does something 20 minutes ago. I do apologize. I missed the sub over there. I appreciate you subbing. That's a great card. It is a great card to start with. This entire build came out brand new, parts from Micro Center. It came out to, so Timmy sent over, I think it was $1,000 to like build me a PC. So parts came out to $999.96. So we had 6 cents to spare out of the budget. I should take 6 pennies or a nickel and a penny and like glue them on somewhere, just so we use the full 1,000. He'd probably get a kick out of that. Power supply time. So we're gonna stand it up, flip to the backside. You won't really be able to see much here, but I'm just gonna slide a power supply in. Power supply we selected though is an MSI 750 watt 80 plus gold, and it is PCIe 5.1 ready and ATX 3.1 ready. So for future upgrades, Timmy will be ready for those bigger cards. If he wants to add a bigger card all the way up to like a 5070 Ti, I think would be the max. Maybe a 5080, squeeze that in there, barely. Although I think I would rather see that at an 850/1000. But we did spend a little bit more money on the budget on the power supply so that he did have better future upgrades, options, better upgrade options. So if he comes back to me in a couple of years and he's like, Ben, I'm ready for an upgrade, I'll be like, well, we did put that nice power supply in there so we can upgrade you without having to upgrade the power supply. It just makes sense to do that. How much thermal paste did you use in that hair? I used a full tube, 2 grams. Full tube of 2 grams in my hair. I actually took thermal paste to the barber and I was like, this is the only product I ever use in my hair. This is the only stuff I can use. Zach, I feel like you would be the person to report Corbin. Throw 6 pennies in it so it rattles. Yeah. Here's your change. Keep the change, you filthy animal. I'll etch that on the glass. Keep the change, you filthy... No, I'm just kidding. And then throw 6 pennies in there. This would be the build to do that in because it's Tim's build. Not like... You know, Tim knows me. Like, yeah, I would. Yeah. Nice. Metal spring. You know, that's the way you gotta style your hair. If you're a PC builder these days, you know. You get shunned if you don't do it that way. Alright guys, so, you know, a couple streams ago we built a PC and we didn't have our SATA cables, so everybody here knows why, on a modular power supply, why I put all of the cables on the power supply. It's because when the PC comes back to me for upgrades and it's missing cables and they say, oh, I can't find the cables, then we don't have to buy a new power supply. So that is why I do this. I am installing all of my cables onto the power supply so that Tim does not lose them. So I know Tim is the guy that would throw them away if they sit longer than a year. Like, what is this crap? I don't need it. I haven't used it in a year. And then he comes back to me and he says, Ben, I'm ready for an upgrade. What happened to your power supply cables, Tim? Oh, I guess I threw them away. Well, we're not doing that because we're just going to install them. So then he can't do that. It'll be impossible. a CPU? What is CPU? This one here. So we'll have all our power supply cables and they'll never get misplaced. Do. Oh, so you think you think the 7900 XT and the 7900 XTX prices will come back down this year? I don't know. You'll get lucky if they do. I mean, you did watch the 6900 XT after a while. It came down in price, so it was almost a year later after the release of the 7900 XT, though. So it took about a year. So I would say in about a year, maybe the pricing comes down on those cards. And that's a question from Tatutuna over on Twitch. Click on the link, you see it. Box with giant, please don't throw away. What? Demo, what am I missing? I got a Ryzen 7 5700X and a 5700 XT. I found out is a bit of a bottleneck. Oops. Well, the 5700 XT, yeah, it's going to be... There's a lot of overhead there for the 5700X. So the video card is actually the bottleneck. The CPU is not a bottleneck there. Alright, all our cables are plugged in. We're going to slide our power supply in here. And mount with 4 screws on the back. There we are. Then we're going to lay this bad boy down. We're going to run our 24 pin. Holy crap, I just realized how crazy it looks up here. It's insanity. Just clean this up a little bit there. So we're going to run our 24 pin up here and poke it through the little grommet here. And we're going to find a PC or a EPS cable for our CPU power. It's going to be this guy here. We're just going to run up here to the top. And then last but not least, our PCIe power for our graphics card. We got a single one right here. 6+3 or 6+2, which is 8 pin. We'll run the short card, so I'm going to run it right here at the bottom. And then we just got SATA to plug in after that. So we'll flip it over and plug these in. Oh. That's our 24 pin. And this is our 8 pin PCIe for our power to our graphics card. GPU. Nice. Very nice. 9 pin power connector. Yeah, you did the math right. It's actually 8 pin. Sorry. What is going on with ET with the 5090 catching on flames. Well, that is a power connection issue. So there's a lot of issues with the pins not completing connection. So inside the 16 pin connector, which is the 12 volt high power, whatever you want to call it, connection, or the PCIe 5.0 connector, whatever you want to call it, it's got like 18 different names, 16 pins. And so the pins, if they're not touching all the way in a complete format, if there's even the slightest bit of problem with the connection there, and there's a little gap between the pins, it creates arcing. The arcing creates heat. The heat starts sparks or fire or melting, all sorts of problems. So it's generally because the connection is not fully seated, or it is the manufacturer that created the connection on the cable that didn't create a high enough quality of a pin cable. Jay's 2 Cents actually did a really good video on it just a few days ago and released, you know, kind of the explanation or a hint as to what's going on. It may not be like the end-all, say-all problem, but it's definitely a huge portion of the problem. So definitely take a look at that video over at Jay's 2 Cents. Young Joe, hey, thanks for the follow over there on Twitch. Yo, is a Ryzen 5 7600 with a RTX 4060 and a 32 gig of 600 megahertz, 650 watt, 80 plus gold good for $949, or am I getting ripped off? That is actually what we're building basically here today, is a 7600X, 32 gigs of DDR5, 6000 CL36. We have a Thermalright Peerless Assassin cooler cooling the CPU, a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD Gen 4, a RTX 4060 in a Montec case, and a 750 watt 80 plus gold power supply. And this all cost $999.96 brand new from Micro Center. So you could kind of use this to get an idea of, yeah, it's a little high in my opinion, because you're only getting the 7600 when you can get a 7600X, and you can get a 750 watt 80 plus gold power supply, you know, 100 more watts for better future upgrades. And I don't know that you're looking at, but if that's not included with, you know, that $949, yes. So I came in at the right time. Yes, man. But this is about $1,000 brand new. It literally just went to Micro Center and picked this up for Tim, and it was $999.96 total after taxes. I don't know if you're in the US or in a different country, but that's US dollars. Can't wait for the Ryzen 5070. I know, isn't that coming out in like 2 days or a day? It's like coming out tomorrow, isn't it? Or it's like supposed to come right out right after the 5070 Ti, which just released today, right? You can see my link, Tony's build link. It's over on the Facebook page if anybody was interested. I did share it out there on the Facebook page. NVIDIA needs to stop using cheap parts and sell the GPU for so much money. I think it's not the GPU, it's not the connection on the GPU that's the problem. It's the cable manufacturers. They need to design a code around these cables, the 16 pin, or a requirement, you know, something that it has to meet a standard in order to be accepted as a 16 pin connector or a 600 watt connector. You know, the cables aren't the problem, it's the pins. So it's whoever's manufacturing the pins. Corsair has a couple of problems that Jay's 2 Cents was pointing out, but I don't really build with Corsair power supplies. Okay, so it's not bad then. It's full pre-built from ABS on Newegg. Yeah, that's not bad. But I mean, you could go to Micro Center and get a little bit more, maybe, you know, 100 watts more on the power supply. Maybe a better cooler, because I'm sure ABS might be using a stock cooler, which, I don't know. I don't know what cooler they're using. Trying to get good build for 1K right now on an i7 3770K and EVGA 1660 Ti. Yeah, so that would be a pretty significant upgrade for you. The Ryzen 5 7600 and an RTX 4060 will be a night and day difference, especially if it's just for gaming, or in general tasks even, you'll see a pretty good performance boost there because you'll be on PCI Gen 4. Hopefully they're using a PCI Gen 4 in that build. They do like to cut corners around that stuff, so I would make sure that it's a PCI Gen 4 SSD and that the cooler is a decent cooler. It's not a cheap piece of crap that they're just slapping on there, you know, to cut corners. But the rest of the build sounds good. The core of it sounds good. And if you do have any questions, you can join the Discord channel and, hey, you know, ask questions there. You're more than welcome to do so. So if somebody wants to drop the Discord link in the Twitch chat, that'd be cool. Or I could do it in a minute. He didn't even notice I put Ryzen 5070. Oh, I just... When you're reading a chat while it's moving on different windows... So I have multiple chat windows, Tony. Or JMO, sorry. JMO, I have multiple windows that I'm reading. Takes quite a skill that you develop as you stream to kind of... It's like skim reading. So my brain just said, can't wait for 5070. So that's how my brain works when I'm reading a chat. Closest Micro Center is like 100 miles. Ooh. Yeah, that's probably out of the... That's not worth it because you'll spend more in gas than what you would save. So, are you at least getting free shipping from Newegg? 'Cause that's a Newegg build, isn't it? Yes, pushing almost 600 watts from the 5090 also does not help, which is like maxing out the cable's rating. But I mean, Jay's 2 cents, he actually took the cables and compared a couple of different cards with a couple of different cables and ran his heat camera over it so you could see where all the heat was and if it was distributing across cables or if that, you know, if that was a problem. He did a lot of investigation on it, and I thought it was a very detailed video that, you know, could help create an answer for what the hell is going on with these cards. And it always comes down to the connector, not the connector on the cable is always the problem. Nice. Yeah, if you want to send it over on the Discord channel, you're more than welcome to do so. Some giant idiot, if you are here, can you drop a Discord link in the Twitch chat for Young Joe? My closest is actually like 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, nice. So you got a good chance at getting a new card. Because Micro Center is probably the only place you'll probably be able to get a card right now, anyway. It's an in-house PSU, yeah. So it'll probably be a bronze power supply, or you said it was gold. So it'll probably be like a thermal take or something like that. I don't know. I haven't used it yet because the parts are way pricey for what I need to do. Yeah, I might get a racing wheel from Micro Center though. Nice. I'm good waiting on the... Yeah, same here. I'm not in a rush to go buy one. My 3070 Ti still works great. Thank you, Tat. Appreciate you. Alright, so... With all those cables being... Oh. We talked so much we forgot to do the EPS cable. Hold your horses. It's okay. Tim didn't want to power his CPU anyway. Who needs power for their CPU? Overrated. Alright, and then we'll plug these guys in up here at the top. And then we'll get into the cable management on the back side. I know Tim was waiting for that. Whoops. Seems to me I forgot the reset switch back here. I just found it. Who needs a reset switch anyway? Too small. That's what she said. You know, when zip ties sit too long, they become crap. So don't buy 2 million of them. Put it in the general chat. Your cables look good. Thank you. Yeah, I would not expect the ABS build to have cable management like this either, because I think their builders are paid per build that they get out. On the Empower Facebook page, now I'm on New Hampshire. Leave free or die. Oh boy. The Michigan store has around for almost, or has been around for almost 25 plus years, I think. Yeah, it's been around for a long time. The Micro Center, if you're talking about that. So, Jesse, you can actually go to the Empower Gaming Computers Facebook page, and I did post his video there, or shared it on the Facebook page, on the Empower page, so you can see it there. Yeah, I'll take a look at it, Young Joe. Damn, it's like 300. What, the mileage to a Micro Center? Tony, Lambton DT 500 CPU air cooler with sensor panel display, like, oh, yeah. That's like $300, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, no, that's a fancy one. One more zip tie, guys, what do you think? Do I have enough zip ties here? Alright, last thing we gotta do is plug in a reset switch that I forgot. Because, you know, what we do around here. There we go. Looking dope. Nice and clean. What do you think of that clean build? Even with a micro ATX motherboard, we were able to hide most of the cables down there, so it didn't look absolutely terrible. Let's clean up some of this hardware, and then we'll put this on the bench here and get it fired up. All the spare hardware does go with the build. That way, when Tim does go to upgrade, he'll have all his hardware, as long as he doesn't throw it away. Along with his power supply cables. That he can't throw away because I hit him in the build. Thinking about putting that in, I'll just put it in with the hardware. Nice. All right, Tim. I hope you're here. You ready to see this thing or what? Don't worry, I'll get zoomed out here. And we'll focus on it. Tim, are you ready to see this thing? All right, Tim, you tell me when to power this thing up. Hey, what's up, JD? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Except for I think that's bot. All right, we're gonna power this thing on. In 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking about doing a pink PC. I've done a few of them. I've done a few pink PCs. And we already have a post. Nice. Power. Yes, we have power. There you have it. We'll make you a PC gamer after all. Love those Montech cases. Yeah, this thing is a super clean case. Came out gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you, some giant idiots. Appreciate the support over there on Twitch. Man, Steam Deck versus gaming laptop, that is actually a good debate, but the gaming laptop, you can get more horsepower in it. So, depends on what games you want to play and what kind of experience you want. Montech is always the best choice. I mean, for the price per dollar, Montech is just hard to beat. Yes, the pink is hard to find everything. Well, it is, but you can find pink. You can. Wait, Tim, did you want a pink PC? I'm sorry. I can go get a pink case. Micro Center actually has them in stock. I can have it tomorrow. Well, you don't need the power supply to be pink. All you need is pink power supply cables. That's the workaround for that. Just get the pink power supply cables. Pink and white is a really good mix. I think I have a couple of posts in the Show Off Your Build section in the Discord, but I do recall that you are not in Discord. So, but you'd be able to check them out. You could probably find them on my Facebook page there too. At some point, probably posted them. Clean and sexy build. Thank you, Jesse. Nice. Can you build a gaming laptop? Today, not really. About 10 years ago, you probably could have. There was companies that sold parts to do builds like that, and that kind of fell off because there wasn't enough money in it to keep it going. So that kind of fell off and died. Thank you, some giant idiot. But there you go, Tim. We got the build built. Now all we have to do is install Windows drivers, do the BIOS update, and get her all fancied up and ready to go, so that all you got to do is pull it out of the box, plug it in, and start gaming. So we've got about 2 or 3 more hours of work on it left, and then we'll have it ready for pickup, sir. And I know you are super excited. I might even, you know, bring it by for you, and we can open a beer and plug it in and fire it up. Talk about the good old days of you playing on a laptop. I'm gonna miss those days. Gear up a little bit. Did Tim pay for Windows? Yes, he did. He paid for a Windows key through Empower Gaming Computers, which costed him like $12. Windows 11 Pro. It's a OEM key. So it'll be tied to the motherboard, not his account. So it's the life of the license has to stay with the motherboard. It's like 12 or 20 bucks. I can't remember the exact price. Never makes easy to poor people to make money. Yeah. But Tim will be able to adjust these RGB lights to whatever color you want. So these do not need to stay in the rainbow. Looks amazing. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Let's see here. Unboxing and beers at my house for sure. That sounds like fun to me. So, hey guys, that night we won't be having a stream. Ben will be over at Tim's house unboxing and setting up his computer with him with beers. And I'll get to see the updates on his house. He's been working on a bunch of renovations in his house. I keep offering to help, but he keeps refusing. I'm just looking for free beer. I knew I got a scare because I did buy the Windows from Microsoft. I didn't buy, or did. We'll make mashed potatoes with my laptop. Actually, let's make some vodka with it instead. Way more, way better than just one meal. You can make a whole bunch of vodka with that. He likes the rainbow. $140, yeah. Yeah, you could get it a lot cheaper, Tony. So if you ever buy Windows again, just let me know, and I can point you in the right direction to get a cheaper key. It's a lot cheaper. Stream that. Hey, what's up, Young Joe? Welcome back. We just finished the build. We fired it up. I'm super excited to get this thing plugged in, so we could start gaming on a real gaming PC instead of his work laptop. So, but this is it, guys. We got the build done. Tim, I'm super excited to get this done for you. And you know, other than I've got plans tomorrow with the family because I've got to be. I'm part of the wedding. So I've got to be at the wedding rehearsal tomorrow, and then the wedding itself is on Saturday, so I won't be available Saturday either. So tomorrow and Saturday, no stream. If I'm alive enough on Sunday, I will try to cram a stream in for y'all Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, and then we'll stream again on Monday and try to get back into a regular schedule here. I do have a pretty interesting project I'm thinking about streaming for you. It's a project where we are working on, well, we'll save it for the stream and we'll go through it. But that's kind of the next thing on the list to tackle. It's been sitting here for like a week or longer. Unfortunately, it's just been the stuff that's been piled up here, and I haven't gotten to it yet, so I feel terrible. But it is a project that I need to get done this week, or next couple of days anyway. I gotta get it done. Yeah, exactly, Jesse. You don't have to pay, you know, $140 for a Windows license anymore. There are definitely ways to do that a lot cheaper. Thanks, you guys. Have a great night. Yeah, you too. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for jumping in and joining the stream. I appreciate everybody jumping in. Joe, Young Joe, I'll take a look at your link that you sent me over on Discord, and I will respond there. And if anybody else wants to join the Discord, make sure you come on in, join, ask questions there. It's a great way to ask questions because there's tons of people in the community there that build PCs, and we enjoy doing it. So, and if not, then I'm there. Rodrigo, hey, nice build. Well done. Thank you over there on Facebook. Appreciate you hanging out. Later, Ben. Take care. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you, Some Giant Idiot. I really do appreciate you. Have a good night, guys.